This is everything you need to know for Algebra 2, Part 8. So we're talking about absolute value inequalities today, and they're kind of similar to what we did last lesson, so let's go ahead and jump in. So we have the absolute value of x is less than 3. So what that means is that the distance between x and 0 on a number line is going to be less than 3 units, okay? So what that means is that we're going to put open circles at +3 and -3 because, and I'll show you why in just a second. So whenever we're doing inequalities like this, we can say that this is the same thing as x is less than 3 and x is greater than -3. Okay, so we can split that up into two, kind of similar to how we do absolute value equations. Okay, so notice that x is less than 3 would be an open circle at 3 shading this way, and x is greater than -3 would be shading to the right from here. Again, an open circle. And so we're going to shade this area in between, and that would be our answer. Okay, so just to kind of prove the point, we can plug in some numbers. So let's say we plugged in the absolute value of, let's say, -1, okay, is less than 3. Well, the absolute value of -1 is +1, and so +1 is less than 3. That makes the inequality true. Okay, so you can just plug in numbers and kind of just make sure that it makes sense. So let's do the same thing, but with a little bit more difficult of a problem. So now we have the absolute value of 6x minus 5 is greater than or equal to +13. So let's use that same method we used last time now that we know we can break it up into two inequalities. So first we're going to have 6x minus 5 is greater than or equal to 13, or we can have 6x minus 5 is less than or equal to -13. Okay, so really similar to how we do absolute value equations. We still break it up into positive and negative, but we have to flip that sign too. So let's solve on the left first. We're going to add 5 to both sides to get 6x is greater than or equal to 18. Divide by 6 on both sides, and so we have x is greater than or equal to +3. Okay? Over here, we have 6x minus 5 is less than or equal to -13. Let's add 5 to both sides to get 6x is less than or equal to -13 plus 5 is -8. We're going to divide by 6 on both sides to get x is less than or equal to -8/6, which is equal to -4/3. So we can put closed circles at both of these points. So +3 gets a closed circle because it's including +3. And then -4/3, which is -1.3 repeating. So somewhere right in there. Okay. So x is greater than or equal to +3, which means we're shading to the right. Okay. Shading that way forever. And then x is less than or equal to -4/3. So we're shading to the left forever and ever towards -infinity. I'm going to go ahead and draw my arrow. Okay, and so that is how we would do that problem, and that is all you have to do. So I hope this video was helpful. If you want to see more like this, go ahead and follow this account, like this video, and leave a comment. That way my videos show up in your For You page later on. We'll see you next time.